It is now 3:40, and I will begin the special called meeting for February 24th, 2014. We do have a quorum. Today's business is Resolution 2014-06, a resolution to authorize the city attorney to prosecute such claims and causes of action as, in his judgment, are available to the city of Laverne in connection with the site plan and development of the Word of Life Church. At this time, I would like to briefly go over, if y'all will, I have everything highlighted in the packet. If you will follow along, I would like to let all of you know, as well as the citizens, what has transpired and what brought us to this point. In February 13th of 2007, the city of Laverne did change a resolution to amend the subdivision regulations regarding sidewalks. That was a public hearing. It did pass Planning Commission on February 2013-07. You will see where the resolution to amend the subdivision regulations regarding sidewalks, it was made and it passed unanimously in 2007. In your packet, you will have a copy of that resolution, which explains everything regarding the sidewalks, as far as obstructions in the sidewalks and the fee in lieu of option that was put into place. These are all just signed documents. If you'll go on over, at the bottom it says 4-29, which is part of our subdivision regulations. Again, you will see where it talks about obstructions, the fee in lieu of option. On the next page, the fee in lieu of should be paid prior to plat recording or insurance of a building permit for these site plans. Now, all of this information will come, you'll find very interesting as we go along. On September the 30th, 2008, the Board of Zoning Appeals met, and the Word of Life asked for a special exception located at 555 Old Nashville Highway. It was an R1 zoning district, and the property was owned by Word of Life Church, Family Worship Church. They were asking for a special exception to have a church in this R1 zone. As you can see, it passed by unanimous vote, and at that time, Alderman Waldron, you were on the Planning Commission, or Board of Zoning Appeals and Planning Commission. So everyone there again allowed this church to have a special exception. On September 30th, 2008, the Planning Commission met. The site plan for the Word of Life Worship Center, 555 Old Nashville Highway, was granted, or their site plan was voted upon. At that time, on September the 30th, it means that the site plan was accepted. It was signed and dated as being accepted on September 30th, which means if it was accepted at the Planning Commission, the church had to agree to everything that was listed on that site plan, which the sidewalks and the right-of-way, being the two things in question, were listed on that site plan. If you'll move to the next one, you'll see a letter from, at that time, Derek Beard, who was our codes person, on February 18th, 2010. A letter was sent to the Word of Life. This was everything that had to be done in order to receive their certificate of occupancy. If you'll notice at the bottom in the highlighted, sidewalks have to be installed as indicated on approved plans. 5-foot right-of-way dedication for sidewalks has to be submitted and approved by the city once the right-of-way dedication has been recorded at the County Register of Deeds office. So in 2010, they're still adhering to saying their site plan. The church did not answer this until May 19th of 2010. And I'll let y'all read over this, but if you'll notice the two words, they're asking for a special request, and at the bottom, a special exception not wanting to adhere to the site plan that they had already submitted and had been approved. After that one, you will notice February 4th, 2011. Again, this was from Derek Beard at the time over the codes. The Word of Life did not adhere to any of the site plan agreements or anything. They went into the church, and on February 4th, 2011, the codes department had to shut the church down because they had not adhered to any of the rules, regulations, policies, and or procedures. And if you'll note it at the bottom, it specifically says February 10th, detailing the requirements for occupancy. That was very specific. And there have been 3 or more licensed contractors on this job and various members of the church, all who have failed to complete necessary requirements for use and occupancy. So they knew what was going on. We never changed our plans. We never tried to keep the church out, but they're refusing to do the simple things on the site plan. January 13th, this is a workshop only. The Word of Life did come back, again, discussing. Again, the Planning Commission was absolutely wonderful. They went over in great detail every step that had to be done in order for them to finish this project. And Randolph, you can jump in here at any time. On June 11th, 2013, they again came back and were told the same thing. At one point, I'm not sure which one of these, they came and wanted us to extend and give them a 5-year, to go on and give them their certificate of occupancy and let them try to do this over a 5-year plan. And the Planning Commission told them that the Planning Commission could not do anything like that. They had already okayed the site plan had been approved, and they had to adhere to what they brought before the Planning Commission. Finally, in November, we were down to the last 2 things, the sidewalk. So the Planning Commission trying to do whatever they could to help facilitate getting this church into the church. They did talk about the site plan revision, and in that revision, where they had said they were going to put the sidewalks in, the Planning Commission did have a great, went into detail with the church, and decided that they would allow the church to pay the in lieu of fee, which was $2,335.95 in lieu of the sidewalk, which means that would go into our funds. Now, if you'll remember, I told you back in the beginning, you could only do that prior to getting your permit. Well, that shows right there the Planning Commission went above and beyond, which they are considered the city, part of the city, trying to help get this church in the church. At that time, somewhere between all of this, is when the Planning Commission found out that sidewalks was a whole different situation than the right-of-way, because the right-of-way had an easement that was given to TDS, and that that's when somewhere along in 13, I don't remember exactly which meeting, the TDS showed up and said, that's ours, and you're not getting it. Okay.
TDS showed up and said they weren't going to sign the deed until some resolution to their equipment in that right away.
Exactly. So the city has been over backwards. The in lieu of fee still has not been paid to the city. And we did try to figure out the right of way. We gave them an option. We worked diligently so this church could get into their church. Rather than trying to work with us, they decided to sue the city. And that's where we stand. So the resolution that is before you is, it is our job as a council The church is expecting our taxpayers of the city of Laverne to pay for their mistake. And I feel, as the mayor, it is my job to protect my taxpayers, because every single person that builds in this city has to follow the same procedures and their site plans, etc. And this church is refusing to do so because now TDS has a TDX box in it, which is has a lot of wires. And they said it would be $30,000 to $50,000 for TDS to move that, which all we're asking is for the church to say they'll be responsible if and when the widening of Old Nashville takes place. That's it. They, in turn, want our taxpayers to pay for that. They don't feel that they do, and they're the ones that actually sold the property to TDS 2 months prior to bringing this to the Planning Commission. So, I will now, I guess now I have to ask for a motion to approve or to deny the resolution, and then I can open it up for questions. Am I doing that right? So do I have a motion to approve? Well, I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to approve Resolution 2014-06, a resolution to authorize the city attorney to prosecute such claims and causes of action as, in his judgment, are available to the city of Laverne in connection with the site plan and development of the Word of Life Church.
Second.
All right, now I will open it up for discussion.
I don't think there's a whole lot to discuss. I mean, we know exactly what happened. So we just have to make up our mind if we want to or we don't want to.
Well, I think it would set a Planning Commission does a very good job of making sure it's consistent across the board, whether it's residential, commercial, churches.
Exactly.
We've been pretty adamant about that. And also the $30,000 to $50,000 amount that possibly would take to have TDS move the box could be much higher down the road. So, and again, that would the church is asking the city to basically absorb that. And I don't think, like Alderman Green said, there's much question what we need to do.
Any more questions or comments?
This resolution here is just if we vote to sue the church or not sue the church. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Preferably, they'll come to their senses and sit down and try to work this out. That would be in their best interest. And then they could get in their church and everybody go about their business. But okay, we're going to do a roll call. Alderman Broker.
Aye.
Alderman Walter.
No.
Vice Mayor.
Aye.
Alderman Green. And I vote aye. Motion carries. And with that, that's all we have. I will call this meeting adjourned.